It's Al at the Blues.
Please. Tell that idiot intern in there, Eddie, to stop calling me Bub. This moron, this intern comes in with coffee in the morning at 5 o'clock. He says, here you go, Bub. The next time he called me Bub, I'm going to punch him. Bub? Here you go, Bub. Where does Bub come from? God almighty. This is a fabulous book. Well, what do you mean? I could. Well, what can I do? I can talk about it. I can put the guy. Well, I got.
You couldn't.
I'll read it. I'll read the damn thing.
After the fact. After Mr.
What the hell difference does it make?
It makes a huge amount of difference.
It doesn't make any difference.
An impression, for crying out loud.
Oh, Jesus God.
And here we see just exactly what... I mean, we know what the heck is going on here.
You don't see. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Oh, well, that's just...
You are an idiot.
Good comeback. That's just not going to get
You shut up. What difference does it make?
Shut up.
What difference does it make? I couldn't be more supportive of the book. Could I?
Yes.
How could I?
You could have read it.
I'm gonna read it.
You're going to read it, though, after it's too late. The man has been here, and he is gone.
You leave my wife alone, you bald-headed Nazi. And here's another thing. Stop referring to me as a wrinkled-up old skunk.
Sorry.
Because it's horrible for my image.
It's a wrinkled-up old goat.
You know, and a wrinkled-up old fossil. How is that helpful for my image? I'm on television now. How's that helpful?
A rubber chicken-faced doofus.
That's not helpful. Rubber chicken-faced doofus is not the image that I want to portray.
Pull it out.
My face has great character. You have a mush face.
I have a nice face.
You don't have a nice face. You have a very ordinary queen's face and a big shiny forehead. You have a face that needs to be spackled. You have.
I am Imus in the morning, and it's 5 minutes past the hour. Coming up this morning, man, it's going to be a great show this morning. Well, it will be a great show.
You going home?
I got to do something with Bernard's head. Look how his head shines.
I know, it's now...
My head's not shining.
Your head's shining, Bernard. I'm telling you, your head's shining.
It's glowing.
Something with your face.
My face is fine, by the way. Laura Ingram from CBS News is coming up, and Dan Rather from CBS News. They're both coming up. All right, time for the national news. Are these headphones going to work, or what? These Sennheisers? Sennheiser makes the best headphone, period. But I don't think they're going to work, are they?
Well,
how do they look? They look pretty good, don't they? What does
how do they look?
On the radio.
We're crying. What do you care?
No, I don't care. I don't.
It's like asking how the rowboats looked on the Titanic. Crying out loud.
All right, it's time for the national news. And here with that is Charles McCord. Who's going to do it. Good morning, John.
On the campaign trail in Phoenix, Arizona yesterday, the president said the United States will do what it has to do. Yes, I am.
Well, put a little makeup on Bernard, okay?
Well, I think
his head thing straightened out.
I think it'll help him.
Oh, man, I'm jealous.
Must be Saturday night.
A little lower.
Man, you have no hair, you know.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to reach up and bungee jump off your neck right about now.
12 minutes after the hour, and while Chuck reads the news, I'm going out and kick the hell out of two little twerps in the newsroom. A little redheaded.
Who's going to wheel you in here?
How about if I make it in there on my own?
That'd be good.
How about if my brother and I come out there and whip
brother, hey,
brother.
Stop it right, Donald.
Jeez,
think what you just
come
said.
Back.
Stop it right now.
Hit the alarm clock.
Your
You're
brother?
Sleeping.
Yeah.
Didn't you see your brother this morning?
My brother's fine. My brother's very deceiving.
He doesn't need a doctor. He needs an anthropologist, this guy. Crying out loud.
That's right. In the
Did you just
Washington...
tell me to shut up, Bernard?
I think he did.
No. It sounded to me like you did.
What would you just call Lou?
I called Lou. I don't know. What did I call him?
You call him a little peckerneck.
Oh, okay. What's it got to do with you?
Well, Lou's my little buddy.
What's that got to do with you, sandtrap head?
Not too much, scrotum face.
But don't blame any of this stuff on me, you bald-headed weasel.
I'm not the weasel.
I haven't done anything.
You were going to quit your job to campaign for Bob Dole, as I recall.
Well, then I got to look at the polls, and I decided maybe I should keep the job. Well, then I had to talk with the Zen Master. We decided to continue the relationship.
I'd like to be in a foxhole with the Iron Man till the end.
It's, why don't you go pull the rest of your hair out?
Why don't you go iron your face? You wrinkled-up buzzard.
It's a wrinkled-up buzzard.
God, I hate Bernard.
Oh, man, I tell you.
Well, because, Bernard, you're not,
No, you're Bernard Getz.
Bernard, you're a disloyal weasel.
Now, how do you figure that?
Well, because I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll talk to you later about it. No, not because of Delbert.
I didn't give you the right response. And I didn't say anything. I was sitting here minding my business.
No, you didn't give me the right. That's right.
You know what you said?
Let's get it out in the open. You didn't give me the right response.
There you go.
Okay. But I mean, what are we doing here?
Bernard Getz. You don't look so bad. Here's another. That's what you just did. That's what you just did to Bernard McGurk. You Bernard Getz to Bernard McGurk.
Well, I would hardly compare me hollering at Bernard with the Bernard Getz shooting black people on a subway.
We were done with Bernard, and you came back to say, I can't hate Bernard enough.
Because Bernard's not with the program.
Which was saying, you don't look so bad. Here's another.
You want me to go get my gun out of my safe?
God forbid.
Why don't you put it to your temple?
I'll tell you whose temple I'm going to put it to.
Knock a little of that hair out of there, huh?
You pathetic sucker. You're fired? You're fired.
Are we on TV? Hi, Deidre. How are you? Don't be late for school, honey. Oh, yeah, I was helping my wife last night with her homework. So.
She doesn't need any help for economics. She know what time it is.
Oh, God, Bernie, you're fired.
Coming up, I fave Delbert McClinton.
Information just in, that the International War Crimes Tribunal at The Hague in the Netherlands has just announced an indictment against Yugoslav leader Slobodan Milosevic, so it is official now, holding him responsible as a war crimes
very serious
criminal.
Offenses committed by these accused to require us to bring these charges at this time.
Was warning against letting Mr. Milosevic off the hook.
If the NATO mission is to be successful, if we're going to have an effective peace agreement in the former Yugoslavia, then Mr. Milosevic must be held accountable. This cannot be bargained away.
International relations experts say the indictment could complicate current peace negotiations, though, because it puts Western envoys in the awkward position of having to negotiate with a formally declared war crimes suspect. The Times of London is reporting this today that President Clinton is ready to consider a full-scale land war.
Wouldn't be the first time we've done that.
Well, that's true.
We have some creep over there to Dayton deals we were.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Times of London reporting that the president, Mr. Clinton, is, quote, ready to consider a full-scale land war against Serb forces in Kosovo, sending up to 90,000 combat troops from America if no peace settlement emerges within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The report says there's a growing feeling in Washington and London that the alliance must prepare itself for a far larger operation involving 100,000 to 160,000 troops. Military sources tell NBC News the 160,000 figure is overblown, but that General Wesley Clark is ready to commit about 50 to 60,000 troops, and that figure could go up by a few thousand. They do not dispute the urgency, though, of the timetable given considerations about Kosovo's severe weather conditions, saying they got to get this thing done in the next 3 weeks or so. Something has to happen if they're going to get the refugees have any chance of getting 1 million people back inside Kosovo before winter sets in.
You know, Deidre claims that Wyatt now recognizes me when he watches on television.
You just did it.
What?
That's a good one.
You just
I realize that, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't care.
What did you say?
If there's any chance of getting these poor, starving 1 million refugees back in before the winter sets in,
Sending troops into combat.
That's fine. We're moving on to something else now.
Full-blown.
I hope we get them back.
War.
Good. I hope
Too late. Too late.
Hope nobody dies in the combat. I hope we get them back.
Let me hear how that sounded. Let me hear if it sounded bad as you think it, as you're suggesting it sounds.
All right.
So I just wasn't. Well, I'm thinking about other stuff. Sometimes when you're doing the news, I have the intercom on. I'm talking to Bernie. I'm talking to Lou, getting stuff set up.
Well aware.
I'm looking at stuff. I can't listen all the time. So you may say something. Let me hear it.
Do not dispute the urgency, though, of the timetable given considerations about Kosovo's severe weather conditions, saying they got to get this thing done in the next 3 weeks or so. Something has to happen if they're going to get the refugees have any chance of getting 1 million people back inside Kosovo before winter sets in.
You know, Deidre claims that Wyatt now recognizes me when he watches
I don't have any
on
problem
television.
with
What's wrong with that?
Well, no, it wasn't as extreme as past events have proven, but it was just another one.
Well, Wyatt doesn't watch television, so he's never watched any television. He sees the news occasionally.
Yeah.
If I have it on, we're feeding him or something. But other than that, he watches me sometimes on MSNBC. But other than that, he doesn't.
I mean, he doesn't watch videos, and that's not part of the program, so. In the Imus household.
Right.
So she claims that he, but let me see, do some news, let me get on the phone. We should do this. Go ahead. President Clinton makes his case to the people of Kosovo. Mr. Clinton's address could be heard today on Radio Free Europe, speaking about plans to return refugees to their homes.
Our military campaign is daily increasing the pressure on the Serbian leadership and on Serbian forces in Kosovo. They know we will persevere until the Serbian forces leave and you are allowed to return home, with NATO there to prevent a return to violence.
Meantime, officials in Macedonia are trying to figure out why the number of ethnic Albanian refugees arriving out of Kosovo has suddenly slowed to a trickle yet again. They say only about 60 refugees crossed the border yesterday, when more than 6,000 poured in the 4 previous days. NATO continues inflicting damage from the air on Yugoslavia. Anti-aircraft fire resounded in Belgrade early today. Planes roared overhead. NATO launching a record 741 sorties over the past 24 hours. A former president is lashing out at the NATO airstrikes on Yugoslavia as senseless and excessively brutal. Writing in the New York Times this morning, Jimmy Carter says the campaign has become an attack on an entire nation that is hurting civilians and is counterproductive. Accuses the United States and NATO of cutting short peace efforts, and Carter says the alliance has picked the worst possible option.
Wasn't sure where I was. It felt so strange to me and wonderful.
Boy, there's going to be one of those guys in the locker room at halftime telling Norv Turner what plays to run in the third quarter. Spells trouble.
Why shouldn't he?
Stay out of the football business.
Why?
Make the hirings and then go away.
Oh, you know, that's idiotic. I wish I had enough money to buy one of these teams. Hire somebody like Bill Parcells and bitch slap him around. These players. I mean, that's idiotic. And people like you and Lupica and these other morons thinking owners should stay out of... I mean, that's absurd.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it is ridiculous.
Put your panties over your head.
I mean, if you or some of these other people should make enough money to buy these teams, and then, or like Lupica and these other people should make enough money to buy these teams, then you could run your mouth about it. If you got enough money to buy one of these teams, you ought to be able to tell them what to do.
You can't be telling a coach what
plays to run.
You know nothing about it.
Why not?
Then you won't have a successful franchise.
Oh, get out of here.
Why don't you buy a team then?
Because I don't have enough money.
Sell the ranch.
Sell the ranch. Take kids with cancer to football games. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. They'd like that, too.
You're an idiot.
Halftime, you can have all the horses and
Somebody should tell Norv Turner what plays to run that moron. Look what they did last year.
Well, that's a good point.
Norv Turner ought to be fired. That's what ought to happen to him.
Be arrested.
Yeah, he should be arrested.
For embezzling the poor guy's money.
No, you're unbelievable. Ben, people like Parcells, only people want all this. You know, oh, God. You know what? How much do they want for the Jets? About $500 million?
Approximately.
Yeah.
Well, I know enough people have got some money. God, wouldn't that be great? I'd love it. I'd just love to own them for about a week.
Put together a group.
I'd have Bill Parcells tell me to stay out of the dressing room. I'd fire that fat bastard, and he'd be out of there in about 8 seconds.
Let's do a fundraiser. We could sell a yard apiece. 50 grand.
Imus in the morning. The Wiz Memorial.
Last week we were all uptight about Saddam Hussein and what was going to happen, and that situation has eased. But last time I heard Washington's on full alert with this guy coming to town. In fact, I understand there's been a no-fly zone declared over the Everett Grill where he's going to be. So this is Washington is on edge. Let me put it that way.
Have you ever seen this man before? No, I didn't.
He is an actor. It looks like Robert Redford, but no, it's not. I know it's not, but if I had to go with a resemblance, who I'd go with?
Diamond. This man is a major, I mean, he's a phenomenon. He's a major media mogul. And Rupert Murdoch, better watch out. He's coming on.
I know the man, but I couldn't tell the name.
He's old.
I know speak English. Looks like a rock star to me.
English. Or accent. He's got an accent.
Richard Marx. No, it's gotta be, what's that guy's name? Orrin Hatch.
Yeah, that's it. Orrin Hatch.
Oh, that looks to me somewhat like a touched-up picture of Clint Eastwood, and looking about as serious He has a make my day kind of look. He doesn't look like, he has more hair than Peter Arnett, so it's not any report from Baghdad. Wait, that's Don Imus.
Do you know this face? It's like a movie star.
An Irishman involved with the IRA.
Former drug addict.
Hold on, Imus.
Must be one of these conservative, supported by the far-right church people, huh?
Jesus Christ, who is that?
He's got a lot of hair for a guy in his 50s, too. That's great.
Donald Imus.
It's Don Imus. That's Don? Gosh.
That may not be the most powerful man in media history, but it's the ugliest man in media history.
Every weekday morning, John.
I mean, I am the I-Man. Tell Leslie Moonves to eat me. I annoy you. You still listen, you know? Get out, you fat old drunk. I mean,
you are a whore.
Ass face. Go ahead.
Oh, ass face. That's lovely.
Boys, how we doing?
Oh, my God.
What?
How's it going?
What in the world?
Oh, don't squeeze my hand. You got... Oh, son of a...
I don't want you to take this personally, what I'm about to say, okay? Promise?
Yes,
You're an idiot.
Any way to get this monitor a little lighter? Because it looks like I'm watching the Jeffersons. I mean, I can't see anything. I was just talking with Lou during the commercials about the Lakers situation, in which he claims they're going down tonight.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
You guarantee they lose tonight?
Yeah, no, I guarantee the Lakers are going down. Like, you guarantee they're going to win.
I guarantee they're going to win.
But that doesn't mean anything,
Means
though.
nothing.
You got to do something.
Gum flap.
Yeah, there has to be some kind of consequence you're willing to accept, I-Man.
I'll give you $5,000 to your favorite charity, plus I'll get you coffee all morning. Well, whatever you want.
Okay.
And or you can bring in some stupid T-shirt and I'll wear that. It's 5 minutes past the hour, and I am Imus in the morning. Here in my VH1 T-shirt that Lou's making me wear this morning because
sleeves cut off.
The stupid Lakers lost. How do you feel about doing your old bus terminal recitation?
I'll be delighted.
Let me hear it.
May I have your attention, please? This is your last call for Continental Trailways, 5:10 p.m. Silverside's air-conditioned through liner to Houston. Now leaving from Lane 1 for Inez, Edna, Ganado, Louise, El Campo, Pierce, Wharton, Hungerford, Kennelton, Beasley, Rosenberg, Richmond, Sugarland, Stafford, Missouri City, and Houston. All aboard. Don't forget your baggage, please.
Jim Lair here on the Imus Morning program. Let me try to explain something to you, you ignorant little bastard. Why don't you stay at the controls?
Jerk.
Just do the news, you four-eyed goober. Can't be playing. You got to start pinning notes to your sweater or something.
Wait, I got it.
Phil Graham was, he did this thing that he repeated over and over again, which was, I flunked the 3rd, 7th, and 9th grades. And I thought to myself, gee, what a surprise.
What else going
Texas carried out another execution last night.
Oh, God, stop it. You're
John
making me hot.
Albert Burks, convicted in the 1989 murder of a Waco store owner. Burks' last words were, the Raiders are going all the way.
It's like something Joe Beningo would say.
That is our all-night drive at FAN and the Arcs. That's exactly right.
Goodbye, Parcells! I can't believe they traded
exactly
Keyshawn.
Right,
Juice me!
Is that a compass you have on your watch there?
I'm facing south.
You don't know how to work that thing.
Hey, you don't know where you are.
You are a little
Jerk,
peckerneck.
jerk.
It is 16 till the hour.
Jerk.
You're crazy. Shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up.
You make me.
I am talking. I admit to being arrogant.
Fred.
Yes.
You're going to have to come down here in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Because we can't control the goats and the chickens won't shut up.
And they're very clean. They get them out. They get out there, you know, especially free range ones. They get out there and take that dirt bath.
Now, Fred.
Yeah.
What happened?
Virgil jumped off the truck onto the thing and knocked my... Fred?
Yes.
I'm demanding that you come down here and get these children.
Who won the gold?
Okay.
It's the women's 200-meter butterfly between Misty Hyman of the U.S.
What?
That'll be fine. Just go right ahead, Warner.
Susie O'Neill of Australia and Petra Thomas of Australia.
What's that first woman's name again?
Misty Hyman.
Okay.
Brother Buster?
So,
Get broken?
So what's your pick, I-Man?
What was that again now? Who are the people involved?
Misty Hyman of the U.S.
Nina Cherry didn't happen to be swimming out there, did she?
Pat McGroin?
He's got the whole state organization against him, you know, the former governor, Allen, and what are you guys doing? I don't have my TV on.
Sorry, Andrew. He's pulling my gum out of my mouth and sticking it on my nose.
Almost tripped over your heart and lung machine in your office. What the heck was with that? I felt like I was in the movie Coma back there.
Good morning, Dr. Whitcomb. Just look what she brought in for us.
I know. She brought in
No matter
something.
what that looks like.
Well, what is it, though?
It's the Eiffel Tower. It's an anatomically correct Eiffel Tower.
Very, very phallic.
General Motors and Yahoo getting together in a $40 billion deal. It's a mammoth transaction.
What are you watching, a porno film, son? What is this new sexy voice of yours? Jesus, God almighty. What's going on with you? Did you just get up, or?
That's my morning voice.
You don't wake Sue Herrera?
Oh, man, you're scaring me. Like you're coming on to the I-Man here. Oh, man, what is that? No, you have a really huge head.
No, what? No, what are you doing?
Watch out! He's hurt. I'm seeing Warner Wolf on my MSNBC monitor, and he's wearing the same shirt that he had on Friday.
This is a tape, man.
Oh, my God. You don't want to know what just happened here.
Oh, I see. Warner, put your shirt back on. Oh, come on. Warner, I'm begging you.
Don't want to know.
Looks like a bad day at Boca Raton.
look at my finger. See how that's swollen? Oh, look at that.
No.
Oh, God. What are you? What's wrong with you? You licking it is making me sick. What happens to you when Dr. Whitkin shows up? I mean, you're always fun. Have you noticed this, Doc, how he acts like he's 4 years old every time Dr. Whitkin comes over? What are you looking for? No, leave my air hose alone.
Light up a cigarette.
No.
I do not have time for you. I am finished.
No, we want more stories.
No.
The Imus Morning program is not a creation of MSNBC. It is a creation of God. And these.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
We watch a crazy person here every morning. That does it for me. We will have much more of the best of Imus.
Media Watch with Walter Cronkite. Return with me now to May 31st, the year 2000. A Wednesday, but it could be any day, for it is another day like all days, filled with the events that once again drive one of the 25 most influential personages in this nation to the brink of murder. Yes, this morning, we approach a familiar media figure splayed across the Media Watch journey of investigation. The flab-filled carcass and fish belly butt of Don Imus, blustery brute of broadcast, host of the Imus in the Morning radio program, and antagonist of incompetence wherever and whenever it rears its foul head. And rear its foul head it does in the day-to-day tedium that is the I-Man's life. While Hamilton Jordan suggests it in jest, the I-Man really could write a book entitled Never a Good Day. What is the now near constant source of Imus's discontent? It is the American service industry, the trades, contract workers, craftspersons, the people with whom, truth be told, many, if not most of us, are acquainted, who patch our roofs, decorate our parlors, pave our driveways, and yank our chains. Indeed, the people who, metaphorically speaking, give us an estimate and a guarantee, and then grudge us against the the very kitchen counter we called them in to replace, grinding away our time, our budgets, and our patience until we're whipped, worn down to keening little nubs of desperation, willing to do anything, pay anything, to get the bastards out of the house. That is the condition of most of us, but not all of us. Let's probe for a moment the dark recesses of the eye-man laid out here before us in full colonoscopic glory. As I snap on my rubber glove to begin the examination, I feel confident in predicting what I'm about to find here. Yes, there it is. I've just withdrawn, well, the expected bouquet of flowers, the wristwatch, the habit trail, and yes, this item, the sign whose unequivocal message states, "Don't tread on me." Here we have what this old investigator of injustice, malfeasance, and outrage calls the great contractor conundrum, which is simply this. While you and I can get screwed by these people and must simply suffer in silence, why in the world would they seek to do the same to John Donald Imus, who has as his life's guiding motto, "Get mad and get even"? Neither you nor I have recourse in these situations. We emerge Reginald Denny-like, brains caved in with, appropriately, a cinder block. But once in a while, a noble hero emerges, through which we, the oppressed, can live vicariously. A Don Imus and his 15 million-member army, before whom he can lay bare the builder who won't build, the paver who won't pave, the plumber who won't plumb, the decorator who won't decorate. The conundrum again? Why would these lowlifes and malcontents challenge him? Don't they ever listen to the show? You and I may have to roll over, but he eats contractors. Cross the I-man, and you won't be paving sewer grates. You won't get a gig hanging curtains in latrines. Fair or not, it is the power of privilege. It's media might. Stated simply, it's juice. The I-man's got it, you don't. He uses it, you can't. So the matter is stated. Provoke the I-man at your peril, tradesman. You could wind up in the Imus Ranch Foundation. And in this case, I don't mean the charity. Enough said. For Media Watch, this is Walter Cronkite. Thank you and good night.
Sitting on a throne with a microphone, tirade, diatribe in a baritone, foaming at the mouth like a maniac. Pitbull jaws lock in the attack, ranting and raving about his power and clout, on a prowl for a target he can take out. Lambs to the slaughter for the sacrifice. Don't look him in the eye or you'll pay the price, cause ain't no reputation he won't impugn. Luminaries, politicians, nobody's immune. Network head or just yuppie slime. If there's blood in the water, then it's feeding time. Ain't no secret that you can conceal. The more he make it squirm, and the better he feel. As President Clinton or Peter Moss, they'll tell you who the boss.
Every small mistake, put your life at stake. You won't get a break. I'm as dissing you. No matter what you say, he'll blow you away. Much to your dismay, you're his helpless prey. I'm as dissing you.
Looking for a life that he can disrupt, waiting for some big mouth, big wig to slip up, show him a weakness, the fear he smell, then makes about his morning to live in hell. Got a lot of snaps in his bag of tricks, do a number on you cause his is 666. Ain't no witness for your prosecution cause he's judge, jury, and executioner. If I was you, I would plead the fifth, or drive my car off the very next cliff. But don't come up with some lame excuse cause you just asking for more abuse. If you say something that you shouldn't have said, you'll be consumed with feelings of dread. Roll the dice with him, you're gonna lose. Start singing the blues.
You make every small mistake, put your life at stake. You won't get a break. I'm as dissing you. No matter what you say, he'll blow you away. All you can do is pray that he'll pass away. I'm as dissing you.
I did.
Oh, no, you didn't. You're kidding. And Merle Haggard put his hat on. He said, well, there's money falling out of my hat. Why did you do that?
Well, I looked in the window and I felt sorry for the guy.
You're lucky you didn't punch you in the mouth.